Hi, my name is Ryan Kamano, and this is my body ion final project, and the ion I've chosen is sodium, Na+1. So let's get into the basics. So the basics of Na+1 are the atomic mass of it is 22.98 atomic mass units, the atomic number is 11, the proton number is 11, the neutron number is 12, the electron number is 11, and the natural state of the ion is a solid. Some extended information is the electronegativity is 0.93, the ionization energy is 496 moles, and the atomic radius is 2.23 angstrom. So let's get into the uses of it. So the use of Na plus in your body is, in our body, the sodium ion plays a major role in our body's blood pressure. Sodium ions attract and hold water, so the Na plus in the body helps maintain the liquid portion of the blood. Another benefit of Na plus in your body is to regulate the function of muscles and nerves. Muscles and nerve cells generate these electrical currents by controlling the flow of electrically charged molecules, including sodium. For muscle cells, these electrical currents stimulate contraction of the muscle. Nerves, on the other hand, need electrical activity to communicate with other nerves. Cells use molecular pumps to keep sodium ion levels outside the cell high. When electrical current is needed, cells can allow the positively charged sodium ions into the cell, generating a positive electrical current for contraction. Since we just talked about the benefits, let's talk about the negative effects of Na+1. If you consume too much sodium, a condition known as hypernatremia can occur. This is when your body may hold on to extra water, increasing the volume of your blood. Since your blood vessels cannot expand to accommodate these increased blood volume, your blood pressure will rise. High blood pressure is a risk factor for many diseases, including heart problems and strokes. This condition can occur in older adults who are mentally and physically impaired, who do not eat or drink enough, or who are sick with a high fever, vomiting, or infection that causes severe dehydration. On the other hand, if you don't consume enough sodium ions, a condition known as hyponatremia can occur. This can give someone a 26% to 34% greater risk for dangerous heart events and death compared to someone who maintains the recommended amount. So how do we attain Na+? Well, we obtain it through salty foods like pizza, cold cuts and meats, bread, salad dressing, french fries, cheese, and etc. We also can get it through liquids. These include vegetable drinks like V8, sports drinks like Gatorade, Powerade, and Body Armor, orange juice, etc. And one thing to keep in mind is many of these drinks do contain electrolytes that provide sodium ions. One thing to keep in mind though is to make sure you do not consume too much sodium. This increases blood pressure and negatively affects your overall health. The healthy amount of sodium per day is about 2,000 milligrams. You should easily be able to attain this through a healthy diet. Unfortunately though, 75% of dietary sodium comes from processed foods. Most sodium ions are located in the bloodstream of your body and in other fluids in your body. Sodium ions are typically released through sweat. This is why you feel salt on your face after you are working out and other body excretions. So these are some examples, and like I mentioned before, the V8 vegetable drink and the french fries right here. And this is the video, but we'll get back to that later. And then these are my citations in APA format. Alright, now time for the video.
For water, stays where it needs to be so the heart can pump easily. Hey, it's Thomas DeLauer, and today I want to talk about salt. You see, we're constantly hearing that salt is this bad thing, that it's going to raise our blood pressure, and that it's horrible. Well, the simple thing is that salt is important, and I wanted to do this video to give you 5 good reasons that you should be making sure that you get enough salt in your diet, especially if you're active. You see, our bodies crave salt when we need it. If you've ever worked out really hard and sweated a lot, or you've drank too much water and urinated a lot, you've found that a lot of times you end up craving salt more than usual. It's because your body is really good at telling you that it needs the extra salt when it's necessary. And at the end of the day, it's not always about having too much salt. It's more about having the balance between sodium and potassium. There have actually been a lot of studies lately that have shown that there are almost just as many issues with not consuming enough sodium as there are issues with consuming too much sodium. You see, the recommended daily allowance of sodium right now is down to about 2.3 grams or 2,300 milligrams per day. That's really not all that much, especially when you take a look at some of these recent studies. In fact, a recent study that took 100,000 people found that blood pressure issues didn't really come into play until people were consuming more than 5 grams or 5,000 milligrams of sodium per day. Now, that's not the end-all be-all. That isn't true for everybody, but in this double-blind study, that's the way that it came out. Now, there were moderate blood pressure issues around 3 to 4 grams per day, and really didn't start to see any increase until you were really pushing 3 anyway. So it's a little bit of a gray area as to what that tolerable upper level is on a day-to-day basis. But let's dive right in and talk about the 5 main benefits of salt, since nobody else is talking about them.
So that was just a brief explanation on the positive effects of sodium and why we need it in our body. And that will do it for my Body Ion final project.